you try and go in the other direction, but then you go back to the old habits. And so what we're doing when we're doing deeper mindset work and subconscious work is bringing awareness to the unconscious patterns and learning how to create new thought patterns, new beliefs, which then creates new results in your life.
So now that you have your business and you have these soul clients, tell me what it looks like to work with them.
Yeah, I like to say that I work from the inside out. And what I mean by that is a lot of people will come to me and be like, I want to make more money. I want to attract a relationship. I want to lose weight. I want to, change these things in my life. And what I remind them of is that everything that is in your external reality is a reflection of your internal reality. And so what we really do is take a look at specifically mindset, which is your thoughts and your beliefs that are creating your reality, that are causing you to have certain habits, that are causing you to have certain emotions, that are causing you to be stuck where you're at. And really going into those emotions, going into those thoughts, going into those beliefs and uncovering them. A lot of times, these thoughts and beliefs are unconscious. A lot of times we don't know, oh, I feel unworthy. I feel unlovable. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I'm an imposter. Like these aren't things that you're thinking on a daily basis, but underneath the self-doubt, underneath the anxiety, underneath the depression, underneath the fear is always a limiting belief.
Yeah.
And when we can trace back to those deeper rooted beliefs and also learn how to feel our emotions fully without being afraid of them, without feeling like it means that there's something wrong, that's when we can start to come back into alignment. So first we have kind of like an uncovering process where we're bringing these beliefs up to the surface. We're seeing where they come from, but we don't get stuck there. And I think that's where, even though I love therapy and think it's really important and there's a time and a place for it, I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. They have these awarenesses of where these things come from, but they don't actually move forward from them.
Yeah.
Right. So
continue. But I want you to also bring up the analogy. It was one of the first things you ever taught me about your thought patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry. I totally jumped in there. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Anything specific about your thought patterns? Is there something specific you have in mind?
When we first started working together, we were talking about my thoughts, and I struggle with kind of the negative thinking where kind of is just always like a voice in my head, kind of like a negative voice. And you said this analogy about, it was like walking on a path, and like one path had been really walked on and really ingrained.
Yes.
Okay. I'll let you explain it because I'm going to butcher it.
Yeah. I love this because this is where we call it neuroscience. This comes from understanding how your brain works. And I find that a lot of us, especially ambitious women and women who are, on a mission, we tend to be more analytical. We tend to have more of that like logical mind. Like I want to understand how this works. And so basically I think women, it's about 60,000 thoughts a day. It's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
So we have a lot going on in our minds, but usually most of those thoughts are just on autopilot and repeated. And so we have we call them neural networks in our brain, which you can think of kind of like a little like cluster or a little web in your brain of these neurons. And every time you have these thoughts, I suck at this, I'm not going to be successful, my body looks like this, you're reinforcing that same thought, and that muscle in your brain is getting stronger. If that's an unconscious pattern, you're just going to keep repeating it. But what we want to do is create new neural networks, new patterns in your brain. And another analogy that I like to use is like, imagine, this is how it was taught to me. And it's like, imagine that you are going down the same path every single day, and you have like this wheelbarrow with you, and you're walking through this path, and it's just this paved path that's easy to go down. Then you try and go down the other direction and there's like mud and there's trees and you keep getting stuck. So you're trying to create these new thoughts. You're trying to create this new reality, but the old one is just easier because it's so comfortable. Yeah. So you try and go in the other direction, but then you go back to the old habits. And so what we're doing when we're doing deeper mindset work and subconscious work is bringing awareness to the unconscious patterns and learning how to create new thought patterns, new beliefs, which then creates new results in your life. And how this all relates to business is that you are a business owner. You are a human being running a business, and your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, how you're feeling on a daily basis directly impacts the success of your business.
Yeah, that was one of the first things, and still the thing that I think about probably the most is that analogy. And I think when we start becoming aware of our negative thinking and we accept, like you said, like it's not easy, right? It's not easy for us to correct these thoughts or even the subconscious feeling or thinking of like how we view ourselves. But if we can catch ourselves in the moment thinking that, like even looking in the mirror, like, oh, like I have wrinkles, I'm like aging, or like, oh, like I don't like the way I look today, or I feel like such a fraud because a client said this to me or someone said that to me, you're able to recognize it a little bit quicker and also check yourself in a way where it's like, okay, well, wait, we don't really think that way anymore. And also, is this a lie that I'm telling myself? Or is this like the actual reality of the situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And that really is the first step to changing it, is first bringing awareness to the pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Amy, as you've been kind of working with different entrepreneurs, share a little bit about what it's like to be an entrepreneur yourself in kind of this coaching industry, but also working with these mindset shifts and empowering women and business owners in kind of your day to day.
Yeah, I say the entrepreneurial journey is a spiritual journey. It is a personal development journey, and it is always changing. You know, it's not the same all of the time. And one of the things that I think has really served me on my entrepreneurial journey is allowing myself to follow my intuition, allowing myself to follow what's lighting me up, allowing myself to be guided and to be led instead of staying stuck in the same, whether it's teaching about the same things, offering the same things, like kind of feeling like I need to stay in one place, but actually allowing myself to evolve and allowing my business to evolve with me. So, you know, for me, some of the things that as an entrepreneur that has really been supportive is being intentional about how I create my days and how I schedule my time. Because I didn't start this entrepreneurial path so that I could just be working, 80 hours a week and working like everyone else does, but working for myself. This is really about prioritizing my lifestyle. And I was thinking about this today, and we talked about this a lot in the mastermind of like, I really believe that business is 80% mindset and energy and 20% strategy.
God, I love that. I need to reapply that into my current lifestyle right now.
Yeah. So every day I start my day, I do not do any work. I do not look at my emails. I do not look at social media most days because I am human. There are times where I get caught up in it, but realistically, until 9:30 or 10, nothing of that is happening. The mornings are designed for me to get in alignment with my mindset, to do my morning practices, and to get a workout in. Once I'm in a good place and I'm in alignment, then I can apply myself to my work. And I know that I do my best creative work in the morning. So basically right now, because I'm writing a book and I'm working on a lot of different projects, I don't start with clients until 12 or 1. And I also segment my clients and my meetings onto certain days. So like Tuesday through Wednesday are my client and meeting days, and Monday and Friday are creative, admin, working on my podcast, doing recordings. But it's really to have that spaciousness to, if I need to go to an acupuncture appointment, or if I want to do something that I need for myself on those days, I have some more flexibility.